hit the subscribe button. Currently only 1.7% of my viewers are subscribe. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll release an exclusive special video just for you.
The sky over Sydney erupted in flames as an alien spaceship tore through the clouds, crashing into the city center with a thunderous roar. Jack Thompson, seasoned firefighter and rescue specialist, was jolted from his brief moment of calm by the ear-splitting explosion. He raced toward the source, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and duty. As Jack arrived at the scene, he was greeted by a sight of utter devastation. The alien craft, sleek and unlike anything he had ever seen, lay sprawled across the street, smoldering and hissing. Flames licked at its metallic surface, and the acrid smell of burning fuel filled the air. Emergency services were already converging, but their movements were hesitant, their faces marked by uncertainty and fear. "Thompson, what the hell are you doing?" a voice barked. Jack turned to see Colonel Harding, the stern and unyielding military commander, striding towards him. Harding's face was a mask of suspicion and control, his eyes narrowed as they locked onto the wreckage. "I'm going in," Jack replied, his voice steady despite the chaos around him. "There's someone in there. I can feel it." "Stand down, Thompson. That's an order." Harding snapped, but Jack was already moving, his firefighter's instincts kicking in. He grabbed his gear and pushed forward, ignoring the warnings and protests. As he approached the alien ship, Jack could hear a faint, high-pitched whine. He peered through a crack in the hull and saw a small figure curled up inside. With a surge of adrenaline, he pried open the twisted metal and reached in, gently lifting the figure out. It was a girl, no older than a teenager, with luminescent eyes that flickered in fear and pain. Her skin was a pale shade of blue, marred by burns and cuts. "You're going to be okay," Jack murmured, cradling her in his arms. The girl's eyes met his, and in that moment, a silent understanding passed between them. She was not a threat. She was scared and hurt, just like anyone else would be in her situation. The military quickly surrounded Jack, their weapons trained on the alien girl. Harding stepped forward, his expression unreadable. "Hand her over, Thompson," he demanded. "We need to secure her for questioning." "No," Jack said firmly, holding the girl closer. "She needs medical attention, not interrogation." "You're jeopardizing national security," Harding retorted, his voice cold. "We can't risk it." Jack's eyes blazed with determination. "She's not a threat. Look at her. She's just a kid." A tense silence fell over the group, broken only by the crackling of flames and the distant wail of sirens. Finally, Harding relented with a curt nod. "Fine. But she's your responsibility. One wrong move, and I won't hesitate to act." Jack nodded, relief flooding through him. He carried the girl to a nearby ambulance, where Dr. Emily Carter, a compassionate scientist with expertise in xenobiology, was waiting. Emily's eyes widened as she took in the alien girl's injuries, but she quickly composed herself, her hands moving deftly to administer aid. "What's your name?" Emily asked softly, her voice soothing. The girl hesitated, her glowing eyes darting between Jack and Emily. "Astra," she replied, her voice trembling. "Astra, you're safe now," Emily assured her. "We're here to help." As they worked to stabilize Astra, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The arrival of the alien ship had shattered the normalcy of their lives, thrusting them into an unknown and dangerous new reality. But as he looked into Astra's eyes, he felt a surge of hope. Perhaps, amidst the fear and uncertainty, there was a chance for understanding and peace. Jack's thoughts were interrupted by the arrival of more military personnel, setting up a perimeter around the crash site. Harding was already barking orders, his demeanor as rigid as ever. Jack knew that convincing him of Astra's innocence would be no easy task, but he was determined to try. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows over the wreckage, Jack stood by Astra's side, his resolve unwavering. This was his city, his home, and he would do whatever it took to protect it, even if that meant standing up to the very people he was supposed to work with. The night air was filled with tension and anticipation. Jack knew that the days ahead would be challenging, fraught with danger and difficult decisions. But he also knew that he couldn't turn his back on Astra. She needed him, and in some strange way, he needed her too. Together, they would face whatever came next, and perhaps, find a way to bridge the gap between their worlds. As the first stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Jack took a deep breath and prepared for the challenges ahead. The crash had changed everything, but it had also given him a new sense of purpose. He was ready to fight for Astra, for his city, and for a future where fear and suspicion could give way to trust and understanding. Jack's heart pounded as he cradled Astra, her luminous eyes wide with fear. The military personnel tightened their grip on their weapons, watching his every move. Jack glanced at Colonel Harding, whose stern gaze betrayed a flicker of uncertainty. "Get her inside," Harding ordered, his voice sharp. Jack nodded and carefully carried Astra into the ambulance, where Dr. Emily Carter was already setting up her equipment. "She's stable, but we need to get her to a secure location," Emily said, her tone professional yet kind. She gently placed an oxygen mask over Astra's face and began treating her wounds. Jack watched, a mix of anxiety and determination etched on his face. "Emily, we need to know more about her," Jack said quietly. "She's terrified. We need to show her we're not the enemy." Emily nodded, her eyes meeting Jack's with a shared understanding. "I'll do my best to communicate with her, but it won't be easy. We need time and patience." Outside, the tension escalated as more military vehicles arrived, their engines rumbling ominously. Jack knew they had to act fast to build trust with Astra before Harding's patience wore thin. As Emily worked, Jack sat beside Astra, trying to project calm and reassurance. "Astra, can you understand me?" he asked gently. Her eyes flickered, and she nodded slowly. Jack's heart lifted. "We're here to help you. Can you tell us what happened?" Astra's voice was weak but clear. "Mission, peace. Malfunction, crash." Jack exchanged a glance with Emily. "Peace." She was on a peaceful mission, he repeated, hoping Harding was listening. The colonel, standing at the ambulance's open doors, frowned but remained silent. "Why did you come here?" Emily asked, her tone soft and encouraging. Astra took a shaky breath. "Learn about humans. Share knowledge. Help both worlds." Jack felt a surge of hope. "Did you hear that, Colonel? She's here to help us, not harm us." Harding stepped closer, his expression skeptical. "Words are easy, Thompson. Prove it." Jack clenched his fists, frustration simmering. "She's a kid, Harding. Look at her. She's hurt and scared. We need to show her kindness, not suspicion." Harding's gaze softened just a fraction. "We'll see. But I'm not taking any chances. She stays under guard." Jack nodded, understanding the necessity but hating the implication. "Fine, but we do it our way. With respect." The next few hours were a blur of activity. Astra was moved to a secure facility within a hospital, where Emily and a team of doctors worked tirelessly to stabilize her condition. Jack stayed close, acting as a buffer between Astra and the ever-present military personnel. Emily made slow but steady progress in communicating with Astra, using a combination of gestures, basic English, and visual aids. Jack admired her patience and skill, grateful to have her on their side. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows through the hospital windows, Astra revealed more about her mission. "My people, explorers. We seek knowledge, understanding. Your world, interesting. Potential, great." Jack listened intently, piecing together the implications of her words. You wanted to help us advance, he said, more to himself than anyone else. Astra nodded. Yes. Together, better future. The idea of a future where humans and aliens collaborated was both thrilling and daunting. Jack knew it wouldn't be easy to convince the world, especially with the military's wary stance. Just as he was mulling over these thoughts, the door burst open, and Harding strode in, his face set in grim determination. "We have a situation," he announced. Jack's heart sank. "What now?" Harding's eyes flashed. "Another ship. It's in orbit, demanding Astra's return. They say they'll take her by force if necessary." The room fell silent, the weight of his words sinking in. Jack felt a cold knot of fear in his stomach. "We can't let that happen. We need to show them we're willing to cooperate." Harding crossed his arms, his expression unreadable. "And how do you propose we do that, Thompson?" Jack took a deep breath, steeling himself. "We let Astra communicate with them. She can explain the situation. Show them we mean no harm." Harding's jaw tightened. "You're putting a lot of faith in an alien, Thompson." "I'm putting my faith in her humanity," Jack replied firmly. After a tense moment, Harding nodded. "All right. But if this goes south, it's on you." Jack turned to Astra, who had been listening intently. "Astra, we need your help. Can you talk to your people? Tell them we're not their enemies." Astra's eyes glowed with determination. "I will try." The following moments were a whirlwind of activity as they prepared a communication link. Jack stood beside Astra, his heart racing, as she began to speak in her native tongue, her voice resonating with a strange, melodic quality. The room held its breath as they waited for a response. When it finally came, it was in English, clear and authoritative. "This is Commander Varek. We are here to retrieve Astra. We demand safe passage." Jack stepped forward, his voice steady. "Commander Varek, this is Jack Thompson. We mean your people no harm. Astra is safe and being cared for. We seek peace and understanding." There was a pause, then Varek's voice softened. "Show us your intentions, Thompson. Prove your words." Jack looked at Astra, who gave him a small, hopeful smile. "We will," he promised. As the transmission ended, Jack felt the tension in the room ease slightly. They had taken the first step towards a fragile trust. Now, they had to prove it with actions. The night air was cool as Jack stepped outside, taking a moment to gather his thoughts. The road ahead was uncertain, fraught with challenges and potential conflict. But for the first time, he felt a glimmer of hope. With Astra by their side, perhaps they could bridge the gap between their worlds and forge a path to a brighter future. The air inside the command center buzzed with tension as Jack, Emily, and Astra faced the monitors displaying the alien ship in Earth's orbit. The massive vessel loomed ominously, a stark reminder of the precarious balance they needed to maintain. Jack's voice cut through the murmur of strategizing officers. "We need to send a clear message of our peaceful intentions. Astra, can you help us craft a message that will resonate with them?" Astra nodded, her luminescent eyes reflecting determination. "Yes, but we must be sincere and show them we are united in this effort." Emily placed a comforting hand on Astra's shoulder. "We'll support you. Just tell us what you need." Colonel Harding entered the room, his presence commanding immediate attention. "Our time is running out. If we don't respond appropriately, they'll consider it an act of hostility." Jack met Harding's gaze with unwavering resolve. "We have a plan. We'll broadcast a message demonstrating our willingness to cooperate and highlighting Astra's safety." Harding's skepticism was evident, but he gave a terse nod. "Make it quick." Jack, Emily, and Astra huddled together, composing a heartfelt message. They included visuals of Astra being treated with care, Earth's willingness to engage in peaceful dialogue, and images of their collaborative efforts to heal and learn from each other. As they finalized the message, Jack noticed Astra's hands trembling slightly. "Are you all right?" he asked softly. Astra gave a small, brave smile. "I am nervous, but hopeful." With the message ready, they transmitted it to the alien ship. The command center fell silent, everyone holding their breath as they awaited a response. Minutes felt like hours, the air thick with anticipation. Suddenly, the screen flickered to life, revealing Commander Varek's stern visage. "We have received your message," he began, his voice devoid of emotion. "Astra, are you safe?" Astra stepped forward, her voice steady. "Yes, Commander. The humans have treated me with kindness and respect. They seek peace and mutual understanding." Varek's expression softened marginally. "We are willing to discuss terms for a peaceful resolution. However, any sign of betrayal will be met with immediate force." Jack intervened, his tone diplomatic. "We understand your caution, Commander. Let's arrange a meeting to discuss how we can move forward together." The tension in the room dissipated slightly as Varek agreed to the proposal. The meeting was set for the following day, to take place aboard a neutral space station orbiting Earth. As preparations for the meeting began, Jack, Emily, and Astra spent the evening discussing their approach. Jack was acutely aware of the stakes, they had one shot to make a lasting impression and avoid catastrophe. "Emily, we need to present a unified front," Jack said, pacing the room. "We can't afford any missteps." Emily nodded, her expression serious. "We need to show them that we are sincere in our intentions. This isn't just about diplomacy, it's about building a future together." Astra, sitting quietly, added, "We must appeal to their sense of honor and their desire for peace. They value strength, but they also respect integrity." As night fell, Jack found himself standing on the hospital's rooftop, looking out over the city. The lights of Sydney shimmered below, a reminder of what was at stake. He took a deep breath, steeling himself for the challenges ahead. The next day, they were transported to the space station. The journey was swift, the vast expanse of space a sobering backdrop to the gravity of their mission. Upon arrival, they were greeted by an alien delegation, their presence both intimidating and awe-inspiring. Commander Varek stood at the forefront, his expression unreadable. "Welcome," he said, his tone formal. "Let us begin." The conference room was a blend of human and alien technology, a symbolic representation of their potential cooperation. As the meeting commenced, Jack presented their case with a blend of humility and resolve. "We understand your concerns," Jack said, meeting Varek's gaze. "But we believe that through collaboration, we can achieve far more than we ever could alone. Astra has shown us a glimpse of what is possible." Emily added, "Our world is ready to learn, to grow, and to share our knowledge. We can help each other overcome challenges and reach new heights." Astra spoke last, her voice filled with emotion. "I have seen the best of humanity. They are capable of great compassion and bravery. Together, we can build a future that honors both our worlds." The room was silent as Varek considered their words. Finally, he spoke. "Your words are compelling. We will give you the opportunity to prove your intentions. But know this, our trust is hard-earned and easily broken." Jack nodded, his heart pounding. "We understand. We won't let you down." The meeting concluded with tentative agreements and a plan for further cooperation. As they made their way back to Earth, Jack felt a cautious optimism. The first step had been taken, but the path ahead was fraught with challenges. Back on the ground, the team reconvened, debriefing and planning their next moves. Jack knew that the road to trust and collaboration would be long, but with allies like Emily and Astra, he felt a renewed sense of hope. As the sun set on another day, Jack looked out over the city once more, the lights twinkling like stars. They had made progress, but the journey was far from over. With determination and unity, they would face whatever came next, forging a path towards a brighter, more connected future. The spaceship hummed softly as it descended toward the Earth, carrying Jack, Emily, and Astra back from their crucial meeting on the neutral space station. Jack's mind raced with the possibilities and challenges that lay ahead. They had made significant progress, but he knew that this was just the beginning. As they landed, the welcome committee, including Colonel Harding and high-ranking officials, awaited them. The expressions ranged from cautious optimism to outright skepticism. Harding stepped forward, his eyes fixed on Jack. "How did it go?" Harding asked, his tone betraying his concern. Jack nodded, stepping forward with confidence. "We've established a foundation for peace. The aliens are willing to work with us, but it's up to us to prove our intentions." Emily joined Jack, her voice steady and reassuring. "We need to build trust through actions, not just words. Astra will be our liaison, helping us navigate this new relationship." Harding's gaze shifted to Astra, who stood calmly despite the scrutiny. "And you believe this will work?" he asked, doubt evident in his voice. "We have to believe," Astra replied softly. "It's the only way forward." The following days were a whirlwind of activity. Diplomatic channels were established, and plans were set in motion for a formal exchange of knowledge and resources. Jack and Emily found themselves at the center of these efforts, working tirelessly to ensure the success of their mission. One morning, Jack found himself in a makeshift conference room, presenting their progress to a group of government officials. Charts and diagrams covered the walls, illustrating the potential benefits of the alliance. "As you can see," Jack explained, pointing to a diagram of advanced alien technology, "this partnership could revolutionize our understanding of science and technology. But we must approach it with caution and respect." A skeptical senator interrupted, "And what guarantees do we have that they won't use this technology against us?" Emily stepped in, her voice calm but firm. "We have established safeguards and mutual agreements. Astra's presence here is a testament to their goodwill. We must give this a chance to succeed." The room fell silent as the officials absorbed her words. Finally, the senator nodded, conceding the point. Outside the conference room, Jack and Emily shared a moment of relief. "One step at a time," Emily said, smiling. "We're making progress." Jack nodded, glancing at Astra, who was speaking with a group of scientists. "We couldn't have done this without her. She's bridging a gap we never thought possible." As the day turned into evening, Jack received an urgent message from Harding. The military had detected an unidentified object approaching Earth's atmosphere. Fearing the worst, Jack and Emily rushed to the command center. Harding greeted them with a grim expression. "We've got a situation. An unidentified ship is on a collision course with Earth. It's not one of ours." Astra, who had accompanied them, stepped forward. "Let me speak to them. I might be able to identify the ship and its intentions." Harding hesitated, but then nodded. "Do it." Astra approached the communication console, her fingers flying over the controls. A moment later, a holographic image appeared, showing an alien captain. "This is Astra of the Elanthri. Identify yourself," she commanded, her voice steady. The captain's expression softened as he recognized Astra. "Astra, we were sent to ensure your safety. We've detected potential threats and came to assist." Astra nodded, her expression serious. "Thank you, but we have the situation under control. Please stand down and await further instructions." The captain complied, and the immediate threat dissipated. Jack let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. That was close. Harding approached Astra, a rare smile tugging at the corner of his lips. "You handled that well. I think we're beginning to see the benefits of this alliance." The tension in the room eased, and as the evening wore on, Jack found himself on the rooftop once more, looking out over the city. Astra joined him, her presence a comforting reminder of their progress. "We've come a long way," Jack said, his voice thoughtful. Astra nodded, her eyes reflecting the city's lights. And we have much further to go. But together, we can achieve great things. Jack turned to her, a sense of camaraderie and hope swelling within him. Here's to the future, Astra. To peace and unity. As the stars twinkled above, Jack knew that their journey was far from over. Challenges would continue to arise, and they would need to navigate them with care and determination. But with allies like Emily and Astra, and a growing sense of trust between their worlds, he felt confident that they could build a brighter, more connected future. The story of humanity's first contact with the Elanthri had only just begun, but Jack was ready to face whatever came next with courage and hope. The path ahead was uncertain, but it was also filled with infinite possibilities. And with each step forward, they would continue to prove that humanity was capable of greatness, compassion, and unity.